One more win, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats are going to the Grey Cup for the first time since 2021. Standing in their way in tomorrow afternoon's East Final at Hamilton Stadium are the Montreal Alouettes. Joining us to break down the biggest game of the year in Steeltown is former CFL'er and Ticats audio network analyst Matt Bucknor. Good morning.
Great morning, Rick.
How are you?
I'm well, man. I'm excited.
Thanks for joining us today. All right, some quick thoughts on Hamilton's regular season.
Yeah. You know what? They turned the season around. They started at the bottom of the East last year.
0-2, right?
Right. Even last year, though, right?
Yes,
At the bottom of the East last year, and then they had a slow start to the season this year, and then really got on a really good roll, got on a good run, and now they're first beast in the East this year, right? And then they have another opportunity to prove that on Saturday.
So many great performances too. Bo Levi Mitchell, Kenny Lawler, Julian Hauser on the defense, Philip Osai. Like they really brought it this year.
You know what? All those guys, all stars, right? And Bo, I think he's going to be a candidate for he is a candidate for the MOP, but I think he's going to get it. That's in my opinion. So. Yeah, right. I hope he gets it. But yeah, outstanding year, and even his numbers off the charts all through the year. And Kenny Lawler, it was like highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel with this guy. And so it was just awesome to see. And then Julian Hauser, how can you not say much about him?
What a year.
Right? Like the man's a beast. Interceptions, sacks, multiple sack games. Yeah, he was fun to watch too.
Much has been made of Davis Alexander, and rightfully so, in his season as quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes. He's 12-0 as a starter. How does Hamilton contain him defensively? You know
what? They do have to do exactly that. They have to contain him, keep him in the pocket, get him uncomfortable. I think that you're going to see some blitzes from Hamilton. You're going to see the D line. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure, not pressure, but like just eyes on the D line to see how they can get to Alexander. The DBs, of course, in the back end, they just got to contain. They got to contain their wide receivers. I love our matchups with the DBs. I think we talked about those all-stars. The all-star, like that entire secondary, are full of all-stars too. And so I think it's going to be fun to watch. And I love this matchup against Alexander. Yes, he's a great quarterback. There's the undefeated stuff that's going around.
It's impressive,
right? But aside from that, though, we have a great matchup going up against Alexander for sure.
What about Hamilton's offense versus Montreal's defense? Noel Thorpe, the defensive coordinator of Montreal, he's got a history of making things very confusing for quarterbacks. Bo Levi Mitchell in the offense. What's the attack plan?
Yeah, you know what? They're a very creative offense, led, of course, by Scott Milanovich and then Bo Levi, but they have a great running game with Greg Bell. They got Keandre Smith. They got Tim White. They have Shamar Bridges. They have so many guys. Brandon O'Leary-Orange, right? And so I think that you're going to see
the Canadian Tyler Ternowski as well.
Ternowski, our guy, Tyler. Yeah, no, I'd love to see him. He does some great things too, right? And so I think, they're just going to get creative, I think, with this game. There's going to be a sellout game, so they're going to put on a show for the fans for sure.
I rewatched the 2014 East Final between Hamilton and Montreal a couple days ago, and Brandon Banks returned 2 punts for touchdowns. He actually had 3. One was called back for a penalty. Special teams can be a deciding factor in these games too, right?
Absolutely. And so, especially in Hamilton, sometimes there's going to be that swirling wind everybody talks about. And so, so there could be short punts and then or a short kick, and that's going to be an opportunity for a guy like Isaiah Wooden to get loose and get some extra yak or put the team in great scoring position. So, and then of course it's not even just the return game; it's also the coverage games. So the punt team, the punt or the kickoff return team, kickoff teams, just making sure that these guys are doing their job too. So special teams is huge. I know a lot of times fans can overlook that because it's the eyes on the offense, defense. But we've seen a lot of games throughout the CFL, throughout playoffs, regular season, where games are lost and won on special teams.
You've been in these high pressure moments. What is it like mentally to stay sharp and execute when your number's called upon?
You know what? It's just that. It's kind of, you just got to stay locked in. It's for some guys, sometimes a guy could be a backup and a player goes down or they got to make some rotations or some substitutions, and you got to be ready to go. So I know preparation is key. So the game is physical, but it's also mental. So it's looking in your playbook, watching film. You're watching film constantly and just studying your opponent. Everything, every little intricate detail about your opponent. So I think that's one of the keys for this playoff game, and then the Grey Cup too for these guys.
Really quick, we've got about 15 seconds. Maybe an X factor, one name that you think is going to rise to the occasion.
Bo Levi.
Okay, let's do
Bo Levi. That's the guy. That's our guy.
For tickets, ticats.ca, and everyone is encouraged to wear black tomorrow for the blackout game. It's the Ticats, it's the Alouettes, the East Final, and the winner going to the Grey Cup.